Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here with me is our special guest, Rudolph McKinley. He's the author of Undoing Discrimination, The Keys to Success and Creative Thinking in the Workplace. Pleasure to have you, sir.
Pleasure to be on the show, Randy.
So, Mr. McKinley, tell us about this book.
Well, in my mind, the genesis of most successful ideas is the identification of some need. In our case, that was the absence of a handbook advising managers as to how to recognize and prevent discrimination from happening in the workplace. Quite simply, and I know from experience, discrimination charges indelibly harm employers' reputations and severely interrupt the normal course of business. The thing is, discrimination is relatively easy to prevent, but employers often fail to notice discriminatory practices and policies that are currently in place. So, we've conducted a substantial deal of research and feel as though we've created the book that all managers should read to best protect themselves from allowing discrimination to occur in their workplaces.
Yes, fascinating. So tell us, how do you go about disambiguating and communicating the various components that contribute to discrimination in the workplace?
Well, we first identified the different principles of organizational behavior that pertain to discrimination. We then examined the conceptual relationships that exist between those principles to give managers insights as to how to recognize situations and from which discrimination might arise.
So to give our viewers an idea of what your book can teach them, I hope you can give an example, a conceptual example of an idea in your book.
Yes, absolutely. We'll look at how exclusion, a form of discrimination, can lead to a lack of creative thought. I've chosen this particular conceptual relationship because we had a great deal of fun researching it. We actually worked with producers of Sesame Street.
Sesame Street,
I know.
wow.
We worked with them to create a scenario within an episode where exclusion leads to a novel idea being disregarded. This enabled us to study children's reactions to the situation and break the conceptual relationship down into plainer, more simple language.
Absolutely. Roll the clip.
Hey Elmo, me has fantastic idea for special cookie for new snack bar.
Oh, hi Cookie Monster. Actually, I think we have enough helpers today, but thanks for offering to help.
Oh, but me new idea is...
And anyways, we don't really want cookies for our new snack bar. We just want healthy snacks. Maybe you'll be able to bake cookies for the bake sale next week.
But Elmo...
I'll see you later, Cookie Monster. We've got a lot of work to do if we want to make enough snacks for everyone today.
Me just wanted to help. Me come up with new recipe for yummy sweet potato cookies. No extra sugar. Me guess me just not good enough at eating healthy things.
So as you can see, Cookie Monster is a victim of exclusion in this scene. Exclusion is defined as the exclusion of certain people from job opportunities, social events, discussions, or informal mentoring. It can occur unintentionally.
Well, I see how there's room to learn about exclusion with that definition.
Yes, exactly. Children remarked that Cookie Monster was treated unfairly, that he wasn't given a chance, and that his sweet potato cookies idea went to waste. So what this tells us is that exclusion can occur when someone's opinion or idea is undervalued. Managers must be cognizant to offer equal opportunities to all of their employees to think and share their thoughts, or the company stands to lose valuable sources of new ideas. You see, exclusion directly affects creativity within your organization.
And exclusion is just one form of discrimination, right?
You are correct. There are many other forms of discrimination, such as sexual harassment, incivility, and intimidation.
And what brings all of these together? What I mean is, you've identified specific forms of discrimination, but what constitutes discrimination on a larger scale?
I'm glad you asked. In the 1973 Supreme Court case, McDonnell Douglas Corp. versus Green, the court defined the 4 elements of discrimination. The plaintiff or employee must 1. Be a member of a protected class, 2. Be qualified for the position in question, 3. must have suffered some adverse employment action, and 4, they must show that circumstances support an inference of discrimination.
So when it comes down to it, you just have to treat people fairly to avoid a discrimination charge.
Well, yes, and that would be ideal, but managers still may not recognize that someone is being treated unfairly. Realistically, managers should strive to incorporate effective diversity programming into their business practice to avoid discrimination in the workplace. These sorts of programs have 3 distinct components. First, they teach managers the legal framework surrounding discrimination claims. Second, they show managers the value of large, diverse pool of ideas. And third, they allow managers to develop personal relationships with individual employees to identify their skills and combine those with the strengths of other employees to create a motivated and creatively compelled workforce.
So what you're telling me is effective diversity programs are the solution to preventing discrimination in the workforce.
Correct.
Well, Mr. McKinley, this has been a very interesting and informative discussion.
I appreciate you having me on tonight.
Thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, go out and purchase your very own copy of Undoing Discrimination, The Keys to Success and Creative Thinking in the Workforce. I'm Lavender Goom. Good night.